I welcome you all to the webinar on behalf of Study Abroad Educational Consultant and Russian Culture Center. Study Abroad has been an exclusive preferred partner of Russian Culture Center, which is the culture department of Russian Consulate in South India. Study Abroad has been sending students for the past 3 decades to Russian universities for various specialization and to MBBS course in large numbers. Study Abroad is also an exclusive representative of some of the world's leading Russian universities like Medical Institute of MEPhI, Moscow Medical Academy, Volgograd State Medical University, Far Eastern Federal University, Kazan State Medical University, Kursk State Medical University, Russian State Medical University, Moscow Aviation Institute, to name a few. So far, Study Abroad has successfully helped about 6,000 Indian students to complete their academic pursuits in the chosen profession in Russian Federation. Every year, around 300 students are admitted through Study Abroad. Study Abroad has been a two-way gate between the parents and the university in Russia in helping admission process. In the process of bringing parents, students, and the university closer, Study Abroad Educational Consultants, in association with Russian Center of Science and Culture, has been organizing various exhibitions for the past 20 years, where the university exhibits the institution to the parents. Due to this epidemic, this year, Study Abroad Educational Consultants has been planning and organizing series of webinars where they make gateway for the children and parents to freely interact with the university representatives, to know about the universities and other facilities available to them directly from the representatives. And we are making all the universities available to the children on various dates. Today, we have with us Mr. Nikita Karpov, Director for International Activities, Institute of MEPhI. Now I'll welcome Mr. Nikita Karpov. He will address the students. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good day. Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome, sir.
Well, I'm really glad to see you, my colleagues and dear participants. Today I will tell you some facts, and we will discuss your questions and we give you answers about MEPhI and the process of studying in MEPhI and other questions. So please start presentation.
Yes.
Well, so we can just continue to the first slide. Well, the National Research Nuclear University is a main facility that has under its maybe under its roof several universities, including medical university. It was please skip to the next, continue to the next slide. It has medical university since 2008, established in Obninsk, and now we have medical university in Moscow campus. Specialization of medical education is general medicine. The qualification is analog to the MBBC education in India. And form of education is full-time, so you will study from the beginning of the day and to the evening. The duration of education is 6 years, so it is as it is standardized in lots of countries. On this presentation, we have some facts that probably will be interested. You will probably be interested in. Well, let's skip to the next slide. So the MEPhI is one of the most well-known and one of the most popular universities in Russia. For the long time in 20th century, it was closed university, and back in 1943, it was 1943. I'm sorry, it was mechanized institute for developing the ammos and weapons. So for the nuclear project of Soviet Union and Russia, and then since the 70s of the 20th century, it began to develop its other specializations and competencies, and develop the um, other activities. So from the beginning of 21st century, we began to admit the foreign students in our university. So on the left, you can see the list of countries that we have students studying from, and um, on the right, sorry, on the left, you can see the amount of foreign students that are now studying. So from the beginning of the 2017, we have more than 100 and for more than 1,500 students studying in MEPhI, foreign students studying in MEPhI. So next slide, please. So the MEPhI is the participant of Russian Academic Excellence Projects, 5 Top 100. It is a project that has its aim to for MEPhI to begin to be one of the leading university in Russia, and to be one of the leading university worldwide. So and it's is aimed to bring the MEPhI up in rankings. So it could be, so it should be in top 100 most known universities, and the MEPhI has successfully completed this program, and now we have entered these rankings in this year. So the rankings are engineering and biophysics. The biophysics is partly, but mostly engineering. So continue, please. So here you can see this spectrum of competencies that MEPhI has, and also it is traditionally nuclear engineering, nuclear systems and materials, applied math and theoretical physics, physics and of particles, nanostructure, electronics, plasma and laser, research and development, IT, cyber security, and the recent areas that we started to do our researches and to educate students are life sciences and social cognitive sciences. Next slide, please. Well, the MEPhI is one of the and the not one of the, but the only university that prepares personnel for Rosatom State Atomic Agency. So we have a very tight connection with Rosatom Corporation, and also Rosatom is a great sponsor for a medical university, and it has this special program called healthcare, Rosatom Healthcare, and we have a permission from the Rosatom to develop this significant to develop pharmaceuticals and other well to do some developments in field of nuclear medicine and medical education at all. Please skip the next slide. So here you can see the list of disciplines and competencies in which we now successfully do our researches and education process. So it's healthcare, agricultural biotechnology, chemistry, ecology, and partly pharmaceuticals, and diagnostics, and so on. So you can see the list. Please, next slide. And the most interested part and the most areas, in the areas where we are most where we have the most competencies are nuclear medicine diagnostics, nuclear medicine treatment, and other opportunities that we have, such like radiopharmaceuticals and even developing non-radio pharmaceuticals with cooperation with the Kaluga Pharma cluster that has world well-known companies as AstraZeneca and lots of companies that have their residencies in Russia. So they placed their factories in Kaluga region and formed this pharma cluster where the MEPhI has also its took part in this pharma cluster as the place where the students are educated for this as a staff, as a personnel for these factories. Next slide, please. So also we have research and development projects. They are literally based in labs and laboratories in Obninsk and in MEPhI in Moscow. Next slide, please. So here you can see some photos from Obninsk campus. Such of these activities and these expositions for studying students we have also in Moscow campus. So on the top right you can see students educating on how to work. So the specialist is training the students to work on ultrasound, and in the very center of the screen you can see practice of surgeons that have some manipulations on training, on surgery training, and please, next slide. Well, here you can see the special center where our students show their competencies that they have learned. So it is qualification center where the teachers can confirm that students demonstrate and teachers confirm that our students they have exact competencies in nursing, in doing basic activities, in looking after the patients, So this is obligatory for students to show their skills, and of course in Moscow and in Obninsk we have such centers where students confirm their qualification. Next slide, please. Also for medical practice with the medical practice in hospitals, we have a wide range of medical clinics and hospitals where students can apply their obtained skills. Please, next slide. And the main facilities and the main our bases of the main places where our students have their practice is the National Medical Research Radiological Center of the Ministry of Health of the Russian Federation. It has its departments in Moscow and in Obninsk also. Obninsk is just one, the radiological center named after Tsib. And in Moscow, we have National Medical Research Center of Oncology named after Blokhin. And Blokhin Oncology Center is a shortage. And the Russian State Research Center named after Burnazan, so also oncological center and also placed in Moscow. So it is all these clinics are under the Federal Medical Biological Agency. So they all are government clinics. So the clinics from the Ministry of Health, so it is very high level of trust to MEPhI, and so we prepare our students to be the medical engineers, medical and the medical doctors to work on in the next slide, please. So you can see some photos of medical personnel, and on the right, top right and bottom right, you can see the hospitals of the medical of the Federal Medical Agency, Medical Biological Agency. Sorry. And next slide, please. Also, as a part of our R&D, research and development process, we have activities that are guided by our international and foreign professors. So on the top right, you can see the professor, the photo of Professor Parasnath Prasad. He is from India, but he now works in U.S. and United States in Buffalo, in New York State University. But he is our scientific leader, so the very well-known scientist. He is has his competencies in nanoscience and nanopharmaceuticals, so in nanoscience, and on the left side you can see the Professor Wojtik. He's from Czech Republic, from Czechoslovakia, and he is a father of he's also professor of MEPhI as a Paras Prasad. He is a father of nanotechnology, so-called father of nanotechnologies. He is only yes, he is the only one left who from those this group of people that first discovered done the ablation process of laser ablation process in liquids um, um, and obtained the solutions of nanoparticles that emit light after being radiated radiated by external light, UV light, and something like that. So in the center, you can see um, our so the number of universities that we have relations with. Mostly from the Europe, from Europe, from the European Union, from France, and from Finland. You can see University of Buffalo. It's from US, and in the very center, in the center, you can see the IAEA. It's International Nuclear Agency. Agency looking for the safety of nuclear technologies. And at the bottom, you can see photos of our colleagues, my colleagues, that are on the left doing preparations and mixing the radiopharmaceuticals. And on the left, you can see my colleague Anton Popov that is loading into the scanning electron microscope the samples of nanoparticles to investigate the structure of them. So we can continue probably. So in this part of presentation, I will tell you the conditions, what are the conditions of facilities where students live, of the dormitories, the hostels. Next slide, please. So, as I already said, that we have two campuses in Obninsk and in Moscow, and on the photo you can see the main building of Moscow campus, where students have their education process. So, and here you can see on the top left photo, you can see a winter photo in winter of the MEPhI group of buildings, main group of buildings. It is located in inside of Kolomensky Park, so it's green zone, and on the right you can see the part of this park. And MEPhI is on the bank of the river Moscow also. And on the bottom you can see the dormitories where students live. So next slide, please. So here you can see conditions. So in the top right photo, you can see the hall where with doors. So behind the doors are rooms, as you see on the left, bottom left photo. So such rooms that have all conditions for you to sleep and to prepare your homework. So each student has its own bed, its own table, cupboard, and the bookshelf, and also the community for the community services. We have the so you can students also can use the washing machines and the bathroom, collective bathroom. So you can so you can care of your clean body, something like that. Next slide, please. So one of the advantage is, of course, the low tuition fees. It is the tuition fee is really very low for Moscow because we have a special project from Rosatom and from MEPhI to develop the medical educational direction. So it is free. 350,000 rubles per year, and for hostel you will have to spend 15,000 rubles per year, and other living expenses such as food and clothes, warm clothes probably, no, probably, but it's obligatory to have one. To have warm clothes in winter, because winter in Moscow can be different. It can be warm, but warm only for Russians, because when the temperature in winter sometimes we have level of temperatures such as minus 15 is it is considered as warm winter, and sometimes we have below the 30 degrees, but in Moscow it is not a long period, it's very short, so about 1 week, but it's completely safe to walk and operate and to walk around the blocks, and even with this level of temperatures. Well, also we will have some, of course, one-time expenses and medical insurance and visa and notarize and certificates issues. So we can skip to the next slide. Here you can see the list of disciplines that you will study in the first 4 years. So all these disciplines are in English medium, so only in English, and on these 4 years, because you will study these disciplines mostly. That is part of the national standard of Russian Federation, according to the standards and worldwide standards. Next slide. And here you can see the map where the blue spots. The big one, the big blue spot is the main group of buildings of Moscow University MEPhI. So, and the little one, the smaller blue spot is the medical building, medical university building. So it is one bus step from two bus steps, sorry, from the main group of building, and the closest metro station, underground station, is Kashirskaya metro station. It is on the top left of the map, and also close to the Kashirskaya metro station is the Moskovrecha shopping mall, where you can buy food, clothes. We have the food court out there, so where KFC, McDonald's, and other fast food and not only fast food, even the restaurants. Here we have El Patio and Victoria. It's Italian and Japanese food, Japanese cuisines. On the top left, you can see the photo of from inside of Kashirskaya metro station. Uh, for at the time we will start your education and come to Russia, this station is will be reconstructed, so it is now under reconstruction. And from the bottom left, you can see the photo of from outside of the Kashirskaya metro station. So we have some um, flowers and something like that. So the territory is very safe, very clean, and um, very in very good condition. So, and on the spots, sorry, I didn't mention. You can see from the bottom left of the map, you can see red spots. One red spot. It is a dormitory, the closest dormitory to the medical building, medical university building, and on the left the side of map you can see two big red spots and two smaller ones. These are also dormitories of MEPhI that are these are not all dormitories. We have even more, but these are the main ones that are closer to the MEPhI that are in campus. So that's all I wanted to tell you. Probably in this version of presentation is um, um, nothing, not all facts I mentioned, but you can ask me questions and I will definitely try to answer you.
So this year, when will the course start for the freshers? Sir?
So this year, so the course will start closer to the November. So from the beginning of the November, and we will shift the semester for 2 months. Then we will somehow correct this shift, probably, or we will save this shift, and also the holidays will also shift for 2 months. So usually we have holidays in winter for 2 weeks and in summer for 2 months. And it will be probably shifted for 2 months to the beginning of the autumn, from the end of the summer to the beginning of the autumn. So do we have entrance exam? Yes, you will have entrance exams. We have 2 exams in biology and in chemistry. So you can ask our colleagues from study abroad education consultants where you can take part in examinations. And subjects I already said, chemistry and biology. Will the whole semester be online like this? Yeah, for the first semester, according to the COVID situation, yes, we will probably, and probably not probably, but definitely have the online classes. We will have to organize it, but it's okay. MEPhI has special systems to organize the distance educational process. We started this on the beginning of pandemic in Europe. From the April, we have well-organized structure of distance classes. How the current COVID situation in MEPhI? It's very good. And Moscow is, despite the fact that we have increasing cases of COVID in Moscow, but it's now something like 12,000 cases per found per day, but most of them are not severe and not not hard cases. So just people just recognize that they have COVID and stay in their homes for until the time they have strong immune response for this for this disease. Well, so the MEPhI has something about 1 or 2 persons per week to be found as a COVID case, to be recognized as a COVID case. So we have something about 40 students from India studying now in MEPhI. Well, yeah, I don't have an account the students that have been admitted already in this year. So we even in this year we have already admitted um, something about from 30 to 40 students from India. So Albany's campus provide with the amenities inside of the campus. Sorry. I'm sorry. So is the Albany's campus provided with the amenities inside of the campus, or else they should go outside of the campus for clinicals? You know, I don't really sure that I understood the question, but we have the clinical practice in Obninsk and in Moscow. These clinics are separate from campuses. Yes, we should go outside to. So students should go outside, and so have their way to the hospitals and take part here. So the distance between hostels and university distance is very short for Russian people. So we have in 15 minutes walk from the dormitory to the main block of building, main group of building from each dormitory. It's a top time to reach the main facility, but one of the dormitory is very close to the medical university building, so probably the students will be placed here to live, and well, it will take you from something like 5 minutes to walk here, so it's very close. About the security system, the security system is very good. We have the special agency that we hired to protect. So it's as you know, the private agency that is looking after the safety in dormitories, both in dormitories and main group of buildings. And partly we have the national, this national forces that also take part in securing the nuclear objects in MEPhI. So we have reactor, as you know, the nuclear reactor. It's not operational, and it's not as on the nuclear power station. It's just for researchers, so it's completely safe, and nothing even. So he's just here outside. I can see it from my window. So and you see good and healthy and operational and so on. Well, Explaining about activity. So how many semester per year? So per year, 2 semesters, of course, and so it's autumn in spring, the spring semester and the autumn semester. It, so usually we have autumn semester start in September, the end of in the January, and the spring semester is starts in February and ends in June. And with vacations, I already said that we have vacations between semesters. Between the autumn and spring semester, in winter we have 2-week vacations, 2-week holidays. For the it's like a New Year holiday, but only after exams, after you have exams, and the big holidays, big vacations, we have to for them we have 2 months. Do they have separate cost of facilities for girls? No. We can place in one room. So boys and girls live separately, but only in rooms. So the room for boys and room for girls. So it's like that. So no mixed sexes in rooms in dormitory, but they can live on the one floor. Girls and boys can live on one floor, but separately in case of the rooms. About the hostel facilities, do we get in it? Well, in the hostel you can cook your food by yourself. So if you cannot, you probably have to develop your skills in cooking, and when if you want to have Indian food in Russia in Moscow, so you can try to find the Indian restaurants, Indian food in Russia, but I don't know if we have lots of them, but definitely have, because Moscow is the biggest city in Russia and most highly populated city. So we definitely have some Indian restaurants, but not in the neighborhood. Can I stay with another Indian students in the hostel room? Yes, you will be not alone in the rooms. We have from 3 to 5, depends on students in one room, depends on how much it is, how much places we have in the room, so how much free space we have in the room. We have this standard that that says that each student has to have 6 square meters of space for him to live and operate, to study. So it depends of the space of the room. Well, distance between Obninsk and Moscow campus, 100 kilometer. It's very close. But
100 kilometers is very close.
So I mean that we have the railway connection between the Obninsk and Moscow, and it's you will, in the best case, you will have to spend 1 hour to reach from the Moscow to Obninsk campus. Is free Wi-Fi? Yes, it's free. Yes, of course, it's high-speed internet is included in hostel services. Second, what about class timings? We have for each discipline, we have usually the one pair. One pair is around 1.5 hours. So, and in each day you will have from 4 to 6 pairs. So with the breaks are from 5 to 15 minutes, and one break for dinner. It's 45 minutes for dinner. Insurance coverages, not more than 9,000 rubles, usually 8,500 rubles. Dress code, it's like this. So you can but you can also in autumn you can wear hoodies and jeans. It's not obligatory. So how can I say? You don't need to put some screaming clothes, but you can wear just common clothes that is accepted in most of places. medium of communication with students and professors. It's English medium, but when you start your clinical practice, you will have to communicate with Russian-speaking patients, and here is a place where the Russian part starts, but we will teach you to how to speak Russian a little bit, so you could understand by yourself. But also we have tutors to help you to communicate with patients in clinic during your clinical practice. So it is not an issue, not a problem. Russian language is compulsory, but only as a foreign language. So you will study Russian language, of course, for during your education time, for probably most of time when you will study in Moscow. Russian language for how many semesters? It will partly be presented only in last semesters when you will have practice in Russia. You'll have a chance to practice and to apply your skills in Russian language during your clinical practice. All the other disciplines will be in English.
Thank you very much, Mr. Karpa. Harini, Saranya, Karthik, Shankar, Vaishnavi, Yuvraj, do you have any more questions? Thank you very much for a beautiful presentation as well as speech, sir.
Thank you.
No question, no answer, no questions. Saranya, Shankar, what about? No questions, Yuvraj. Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay. So most of the people are done. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kar. We'll meet next week, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Namaste. Goodbye.
Namaste. Thank you.